What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sundown Audio unofficial YouTube channel, and this is going to be another episode of Tech Time Thursday. So the SFB amps have been crazy popular lately, and getting several requests to show people how to properly set the crossovers. Especially important since these are a full range amplifier. So you have both a high pass and a low pass, and they kind of can look like they're backwards, a little funky, unless you know what you're doing. So I want to take a second, shoot a quick video, show y'all how to properly set these crossovers, as well as how to set a crossover on any amplifier you own using nothing more than a simple DMM. Now, real quick, before we dig into that, I want to take a second to show you a little preview, something we got coming up really soon here on the channel. Now, if you haven't noticed, I'll point out back here, we've got a little box. So we made a little enclosure. Actually, Brandon knocked this out today, made a quick little wooden enclosure for some of our Sundown SA 2.75s. So we have one pair of those mounted in here with just a single speaker wire coming out. And I'll be looking to expand this a little bit and do kind of a, we'll just call it a little soundbar setup. And to power it, I wanted to try something different. So I got one of these. This is a amplifier. It is a 2-channel. The power ratings kind of vary depending on how you look at it, but yeah, this is a little Bluetooth amplifier. Real cool, real unique design. I've already been doing some playing with it here. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've probably already seen some little pictures and videos of me testing this thing out. But I got this on Amazon for $20, and let me tell you guys, we hooked one channel. It's a 2-channel amp. We hooked just one channel up to those two 2.75s right there, and it blew us away. I mean, really blew us away. So I can't wait to dive into this project, build a much bigger version of this. I'm building a huge soundbar out of some 2.75s. We're gonna power it with one of these little guys, and I think it's gonna be cool. So look for that coming soon right here on the channel. All right, another little quick thing I'm gonna go and throw in here. We're gonna be using our SFB 3000 to show you how to do some tuning on. But one of the things the original SFB 3000s did not come with was a remote knob with the clip light. So it does come with a remote knob, really similar to this. It just does not have that clip light. So a ton of people have been asking, can they buy the remote knob with the clip light and add it to their SFB 3000? And the answer is yes. Yes, you're good to go. The wiring is the same. So the wiring that came with your original SFB 3000 will work just fine. We do not have these in stock yet as of right now, but they are on the way. We've got a huge batch coming, and we will have them for sale really cheap for all the guys that bought the original 3Ks and missed out on that option. Now, diving into this, like I said, the only equipment you really need is a digital multimeter. Doesn't even have to be a nice fancy one. Even one of your cheap Harbor Freight meters can work great for what I'm about to show you. And it's really simple. You're gonna take your multimeter and you're gonna set it to read AC voltage, because that's what amplifiers put out. Even though your car works off of DC, kind of, that 12-volt DC range, and that's what it takes in, it actually puts out AC voltage similar to what you see in a home. So we're gonna set this to read our AC voltage, and then we're simply going to take our leads and we're going to touch them to the output of the amplifier. Now you can do this loaded or unloaded. Just know, basically loaded means with speakers hooked up, unloaded means nothing hooked up to it. If your speakers are hooked up, they're going to be playing while you're trying to do this. So sometimes that might get a little frustrating, might cause some other alternate issues. But we're just going to take our leads, we're going to hook it up to the positive negative output on the amplifier, so we can watch the actual voltage output, the basic power output and voltage as we go and tune things accordingly. All right, guys, so, obviously test bench, similar to your car, you're gonna have your head unit, your amplifiers, everything working. We have our digital multimeter. It is reading the output of the amplifier. Now what I'm gonna do to set my low pass, or excuse me, we're gonna go a little backwards here, and to set the subsonic that you can use on the SFBs, that a lot of people just look at the settings and they think, oh, it doesn't have subsonic. Well, it does. I'm gonna show you how to use that. So the subsonic is actually gonna be your high pass filter located here. So your high pass cuts out everything from where it's set and below. So by turning this down, it actually turns into a subsonic by cutting out all the frequencies below it, and because it goes all the way down. Now you're going to see a little 15 hertz written there, but we're going to show you how doesn't really have a 15 hertz cutoff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a 20 hertz tone on my head unit. All right, so I've got a 20 hertz tone on repeat here, and if you look at our DMM, you're going to see we're getting 36 volts of AC output. So then, as I'm watching that, I'm going to turn our high pass crossover up just until I see that voltage start to drop. Now I'm gonna keep going just so you can see, for example, see the higher I go, you see that voltage start dropping. So that means where I'm at is where the subsonic filter is currently set, and everything at that point below is now getting attenuated and it's turning that volume down. So I know we were at about 36, 35.9. So let me back this back. All right, so there we're at 36.1. As soon as I see it move, right there, so now I know my subsonic filter is set at 20 hertz. You can do this at any frequency you want. If you want it at 20 hertz, you want it at 15, all you gotta do is play that test tone through your head unit, read your AC voltage output, set your thing accordingly. As soon as you see that voltage start to drop, start to come down, that's when you know you have it set correctly. All right, so important thing to note is that when setting your crossovers, whether it's the high pass or low pass, they don't work on a sharp angle. So just because your, say, subsonic filter is set at 20 hertz, doesn't mean it automatically blocks everything at 20 hertz and down. So it doesn't just cut it off immediately. It works on a slope. So it'll start at 20 hertz and it has a gradual decline cutting off things for that. Same with your low pass crossover, where it's going to cut off everything from there and up. If you set it to, say, 50 hertz or 80, whatever frequency is, for the purpose of this, I've got a 50 hertz tone that we're going to use. So at 50 hertz, it's not going to immediately do a sharp angle and cut off everything above it. It's going to start at 50 hertz and it's going to do a slope, and it's going to basically attenuate everything and turn the volume down more and more as the frequencies go up. So over here, I've got our head unit. We're going to set it to 50 hertz. You can set your high pass, or excuse me, your low pass to whatever you want. Just play that test tone. For this purpose, we're going to be at 50. So I'm playing 50 hertz. And you can see our output here is 37.3 volts. So then I'm going to take my low pass crossover, is what we're setting now, and to set it at 50 hertz, or frequency you're choosing, I'm just going to turn it down until I start to see that voltage move. So there you go. You can see it start lowering now. So see, the lower I go, the more that voltage drops. So if I want it set dead on 50 hertz, all I gotta do is watch. As soon as I see it start to come down, which is starting to right now. So that's it. Low pass crossover, set to 50 hertz. And all you need is just a simple digital multimeter to do it. All right, guys, so we showed you how to set your subsonic filter on your SFP amplifier, showed you how to set the low pass. The high pass is basically the same thing, just using the different potentiometer here. So if you're going to set the high pass and plays this for top end, where you're not using on your sub frequencies, you're using this on your doors, your mids, you're simply going to turn your low pass crossover all the way up like we have here. Then it's not going to block off any of them lower frequencies. And then we're going to bring our high pass crossover up, because this is going to block everything from there and down. So just pick whatever tone you want your high pass set to, play that, watch your multimeter output, and since I've already showed you, we're not going to run through the process again, but just slowly bring this up until you see that output start to attenuate. That's it. You're set. You're good to go. So hopefully that takes care of everything. Subsonic, low pass, high pass. Any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. Let me know. If I got to go over it again in more detail somehow, let me know in those comments. But that's it. Remember, guys, if you like what we're doing on the channel, click that thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button, share, all that good stuff. And until next time, we'll see you all.